I've opened up the command line, and first I want to check what directory I'm currently in. To do that, I run the pwd command. Pwd is short for print working directory. I type pwd and press the enter key. The command returns a /, which indicates that I'm currently in the root directory. This is the top level directory within the operating system. If I want to check the contents of the root directory, I run another command called ls, which is short for list. I type ls and press the enter key, and now notice I get a list of different names of directories within the root level. In order to get more detail of what each of the different directories represents, I can use something called a flag. Flags are used to set options to the commands you run. Use the list command with a flag called L, which means the format should be printed out in a list format. I type ls --L, press enter, and this returns the results in a list structure. Let's focus on some items in this list. First, you need to know what's the difference between the link file, a directory, and a standard file. The link file is always represented by the L, and it's always going to be at the very start of the output. The temp directory has an arrow beside it, which points to TMP. This means temp is the same link to the actual directory TMP. The next item is the bin directory, and it's represented as a D. That means that's just the standard directory, and that you can use the change directory command to actually open the directory and check its contents. Now, let's focus on the etc directory. To change directory, use the cd command. I type cd etc to change to the etc directory and press enter. Now, I type ls to check the contents. Notice that the contents are completely different from the root. The command returns what's inside the etc directory. To verify that you're in the etc directory, run the pwd command, and it confirms that you are in etc. Again, if I want to change the output, type ls-L, and it returns a printed list format in list structure. Let's cover a standard file, like a text file or a configuration file. The association or the symbol for it is the hyphen. In this case, it represents the file resolve.conf. Understanding the different symbols and different name conventions is important when you're trying to find specific files. Notice that there is a root, and that these just represent the owner and the group that it's associated to. So if I want to move back from the etc directory, there are two ways to do it. One is by typing in cd ... which means that I go back up to the parent directory. Press enter, and then I type pwd. Notice I am now back in the root directory. To step back into etc, type cd etc. To confirm that I'm back there, type pwd and enter. If I want to use the other alternative, you can do an absolute path. Type in cd / and press enter. Then I type pwd and press enter. You can verify that I am back at the root again. To step through multiple directories, use the same process. Type cd etc and press enter. Check the contents of the files by typing ls and pressing enter. Let's try another directory, for example, the SSH directory. Type cd SSH and press enter. Then type ls and press enter. Again, you'll notice the different output from each one. To move back up to the previous directory, I can use the cd ... and I should now be in the etc directory. And then again, back to the root using cd ... which will take you back to the root itself. Finally, I can confirm that I am in the root by typing the pwd command and pressing enter. You have now learned how to navigate and change directories.